need some coffee for this video. I'm also gonna have to suck it up and use my really sucky computer if I can find it. My old computer, that is the only computer I own that I can actually edit videos with, but it takes 10 years, so it's gonna be a while. However, I think it is worth it. When I think about this video, I really have to make an effort. I really want to. Hi, these are just my legs. Just don't care about them. And yeah, welcome to my channel. I'm back, guys. Back in business. I'm currently outside. That light is annoying. Be right back. There we go. I'm currently outside. I have coffee. I don't know why. Because it's so freaking warm. It's been very, very warm these last couple of days. So I'm sorry if I'm kind of like, I sound tired or something. And if I'm sweating. But it's so warm. I actually should have gotten some water instead of coffee, but yeah. I am going to make a story time video. And it's a very interesting story. It happened like 4 years ago? No. 3.5 years ago? I don't remember. But it happened a couple of years ago. And I got kind of traumatized by it, so I haven't really talked about it since. And I promised my ex-boyfriend that we will never talk about this ever again. And the reason why is because we got so mad. But yeah, I'm gonna tell you because I think it will make a great story. Yeah. So it was our second apartment together, me and my ex. And yeah, we moved in and we didn't really think about anything. She was the owner. She was family, or had been family for him. So they knew each other, and she seemed very nice. She was so kind, so nice, like smiling all the time. She was like helping us with everything, and she seemed like a very nice person, so I didn't get any bad vibes from her. Yeah, I don't know. And also I was about 19 or 20. I was 19 when this happened. Yeah, 19. And I only had lived in one apartment earlier, so I didn't really have a lot of experience, and so he didn't have any experience from living in apartments before. So we didn't really think about anything when we moved in. What we should have done is take pictures. Everybody, when you move into an apartment, especially an apartment you're gonna rent, please, for God's sake, take pictures of everything. And if you find any flaws in the apartment, take a picture of it. And take a picture of everything, every room. We didn't do that because we didn't know of this, but that is something you should do if you want to have a good life after you move out. Oh gosh, I'm sweating so much. It's so warm. Yeah, so we moved in, and I didn't think about this either. I didn't know this. I should have known it. I should have read the contract and the laws, but I didn't know this. I was stupid. I was young. She wanted us to clean the apartment before we moved in. And I don't know about your country, but in Norway, that is not how it goes. If you are renting or buying an apartment, it is supposed to be cleaned. The owner is responsible to clean the apartment before you move in. That is not your job whatsoever. And I didn't know this. I wish I knew. But I didn't know this, and she made me clean the whole apartment, and it was so dirty. And she told me the story. The guy who lived there before us was super dirty, and he hadn't cleaned the apartment in 12 years. So I don't know if you can even imagine how dirty it was. And I helped clean it, which that's not how it is supposed to be. But I did it because I thought that's normal. I will help, of course, obviously. Then that was it. We moved in. We stayed for 11 months, I think, almost a year. But then we decided to move across the country. And oh, coffee. It is good. We decided to move. So the day came when we were supposed to clean the apartment before we moved out for good. So we cleaned, we stayed up the whole night cleaning the whole thing, and then we left. She came by, she looked at the apartment, she said everything looks nice, and then we left. Then we got a message a week or a couple of days later. She didn't think it looked nice, and we were like, okay, sure thing. And she sent us some photos of like the oven and something in the bathroom, I think, and we understood like it wasn't 100% clean. So we came back and we cleaned everything, and this time everything looked great because we thought we can't have this happening again. We are leaving like this town very, very soon. It has to be clean. So we did a good job cleaning because we couldn't go back. And it looked very nice. It was so clean. I was so happy about it. And then she came by and she looked at it, and suddenly she just changed completely. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but she was such a nice person. That's how I knew her. She was so smiley and so kind, but suddenly she just turned, and she was so mad. She started screaming in our faces. She cried. I don't know. She just went completely mad for some weird reason. Then she pointed at the walls and said, "Look at this little mark here. That's not good. I have to paint the whole wall again." And I was like, "Yeah, you have to paint the whole wall because of a little mark that isn't really bad for anything?" Because in the Norwegian law, once again, I read that, and I knew this at the time. I knew that. That was one thing I knew because I had read it. And that is marks after staying at a place that, you know, comes naturally from staying somewhere, not like damages, but marks on the wall, is completely fine, and you're not supposed to pay anything for that because it will come. Like, no matter who lives there, you're gonna leave some marks here and there. And this was maybe on the size of this one, and if you can imagine on a wall, like this little mark is barely visible. She got very mad about that. And she also found a couple of small marks here and there in the apartment, and she said she had to repaint the whole apartment because of these marks. And I knew that that's not how it works. Not how it works. So I knew that she absolutely over dramatized everything because that's not how it is. And then we were so confused because we had never seen this side of her. And then, yeah, I don't know. She asked us to re-clean. She asked us to clean the whole apartment again. And I was already very, very, very mad because of what had happened earlier. But I said, okay. I really wanted to just leave that place and just get over it all and just get on with my life. So we decided to actually clean the whole apartment and every single wall in the apartment again. Then she came back and she was mad. She was mad because it wasn't clean, and she claimed that we hadn't cleaned anything. She said that. She was like, you hadn't cleaned? And we were like, yes, we had actually been here for a couple of hours now. Yes, we've cleaned. We've cleaned. And we had. But she did not believe that. She claimed that it was so dirty. It was not dirty, I can promise you that. We even took photos that whole day, and I sent photos to my parents, and they obviously thought it looked clean because it was freaking clean. And then she found something on the window. We had washed the window, and she found like a small streak. You know, when you use water on the window and you wash it, she found like a small streak of dried water, and we had to clean that window again. And we did, and we spent the whole day there. We spent the whole freaking day cleaning because she was not pleased. And then she came down, checked it, she started yelling at us, told us that this is not good and you owe me money because I have to paint every wall and I can still see a streak on the window. And I started to get more and more frustrated as the time went by because, I mean, if you don't get crazy from experiencing that, I don't know, first of all, someone is screaming in your face and telling you that you haven't done something that you have done, and they see things that you can't see because it's clean, but they see something else. It's really frustrating, and having to clean the same stuff over and over and over again for hours is not very fun. But yeah, after 6 times of cleaning the same window, she was still not pleased because she saw a small streak of dried water on the window. And she could still see a small black mark that was permanent on the wall. And she apparently had to paint the whole wall or the whole apartment to fix it. Can you imagine how mad I was? I actually started crying in the end because it was a very unpleasant experience actually having someone this close to you and actually crying and screaming and being mad at you for something that you just cannot understand whatsoever. It's like talking to a wall and nothing helps. Like, there is absolutely nothing we could do. I think we could probably hire cleaners, professional cleaners, and she wouldn't be happy. That's probably how it was. And I called my mother, crying, and I was very frustrated, and she didn't know what to do, and she wanted to come, she wanted to travel and help us, but that wasn't possible. She didn't live in this town, she was hours away, she couldn't help. But I heard how frustrated she was, and it really helped talking to someone, especially my mom, just getting it out. And I don't know, it was just a horrible day. And yeah, in the end, we said to her that, look, we have cleaned so many times in the same spots, and it's not going to get any cleaner because it is clean already. We cannot see what you can see. But then she started talking money. She wanted money from us because she needed paint to paint all the walls in the apartment. And she said she wanted 400 kroners. I don't know how much that is in dollars, but 400 Norwegian kroners. She wanted that for the paint. And we were like, no, because that is normal marks that comes, naturally. It's not something that we owe money for. And I mentioned the law, but she didn't want to listen to us. And then she was like, Actually, I can't take 400. I have to take 1,000 kroners because of the work, you know. And I also don't have a lot of paint already, so I need more paint. And that's where we just, I don't know. At first we just said no. No. That's not how it's gonna work here. But then she started yelling again, and she started talking about the shower and that we should have cleaned under the shower in like the pipes or something under the shower. We were supposed to clean that, like move the whole shower and clean under it. That's something that I have never heard her say before. And I told her, and she was like, no, I told you the first day. And I was like, no, you didn't tell me that. And also, I'm pretty sure normal people shouldn't be moving the whole shower and clean under the shower in like the pipes. I don't know what it is, but the plumbing, is that what we call it? It's not pipes. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to do that. And she claimed that we should have done it every 3 months. I have never ever lived in a place before or after that has been that way. Like, I have never gotten that message before. Not something I think you should do. But I think she just came up with excuses to make it sound worse than it was, and that we were to blame when it came to everything. So I don't know. But at that time, we had a plane to catch at that time. I think it was the same day. Yeah, we were leaving town that same day, and we thought when we came there that we were just gonna spend maybe 2 hours cleaning because it wasn't a lot. But we ended up spending hours and hours and hours cleaning instead. And in the end, we just had to go because we had a plane to catch. And we told her, and she wanted that 1,000 kroners. So we ended up, I don't think we agreed to it. But we left. And we didn't say anything to each other after that. We got into the taxi. We didn't say anything. We got onto the plane. We didn't say anything that whole trip. And that was like a big moving day. We left town. We went across the country, but we didn't say anything to each other because we were so mad. And I think it took a couple of days until we could talk about it. So after we moved, that's when the most frustrating part started, to be honest, because that's when she started to want the money, and she tried to get her money. And we talked to my ex's sister and her boyfriend. What the hell is that? Something just dug itself into the ground. It dug itself into a hole. That's weird. Anyhow, we talked to them, and they know a thing or two about moving and apartments and laws and what's supposed to happen or not. And they were obviously on our side. They said that this is not supposed to happen. She have no right to do this. Do not give her that money because she's not supposed to have that money. She is basically just trying to steal that from you. She is obviously crazy. So we kind of just kept on, refusing because we didn't want to give her money that she wasn't supposed to have. So I think she went to court. Is that what you call it? Like, she made a big case out of it, and where she said she wanted her money, and she took photos of the apartment. And the photos that we saw that she took and that she claimed was pictures of a very, very dirty apartment, that was not a very dirty apartment. That was the clean apartment that we left. I was kind of afraid that she made her apartment dirty just so she could take photos of it, but I guess that's very illegal, so she didn't want to risk it. But the pictures she sent in, there was no evidence of any dirtiness. It was clean, and she took one photo of the mirror, and she claimed that it had like dots, not like what is it called? Dust, like dust dots, like big dots of dust, basically hanging on the mirror. And at first, when we saw that, we had to laugh, and I was like, I'm really curious what she means is dots hanging on the mirror. I have to see this. There was nothing. I don't know what she saw. I don't know how she dared sending in photos of a clean apartment and claiming it was dirty. I would never do that. It would be way too embarrassing because it wasn't dirty. So I don't know if she would have won the case. But after months and months of refusing to give her money, the price just kept on getting bigger. So, and I told my ex that, you know what, she's not going to leave us alone, and now she wants us to come up to our old town and get into court and stuff, and I just didn't think it was worth it. Basically, we had to pay a lot of money to travel up and maybe get our money back, but I don't think it would have been worth it. It would have taken too much time and energy, and I didn't want to think about that. I just wanted to forget her. I didn't want to see her again. Why would I travel up and do all that work and just, I would spend that money on plane tickets anyway. Like the money would have gone. So I told him that I don't want to do this anymore. I just want to give her that stupid money, and I don't want to see her ever again. I think it's very pathetic to go through all of that work, all of that time, all of that effort to steal money from a teenager. Like, I really wanted to tell her that, but I didn't want to cause any more drama, and I didn't want her in my life, so I didn't. And we gave her money that she shouldn't have gotten at all, but I just wanted to get it over with, because I think she would have gone very far to get money. I guess she's desperate, and I guess she has done it before, because she seemed professional at it. And I remember when the new couple moved in, I kind of wanted to write to them and tell them that please don't move in there. We think she's crazy. She have stolen money from us. Just be aware. But I didn't write it. Again, I didn't want to create any drama that, yeah. But they moved out not long after. That's too bad. Well, that's the story. It's kind of a serious story. It's not very funny. Oh god. Yeah, I know a lot of people experience stuff like this, and just, I want you to be careful when you move in somewhere, especially when you're renting. Just be careful. Always double check, like, if you see any signs of, like, the owner being a bit crazy or weird or anything, just be careful. Think about it before you move in. Also, take photos. Take photos, not the second day you live there. Take the photos immediately. When you get into the apartment and you move in on the day, take photos of every room. And if you find flaws, take photos of that too. Just everything. Just even if it looks perfect, take photos of it, because then you know what it looked like when you moved in. So if the owner thinks that you have done something and damaged something that was damaged already, you have proof that this is what it looked like the day we moved in. Like, it couldn't have been us, you know. So just be careful, and I hope you never have to experience this. And if you have, please tell me in the comments below, or if you have any other like horror stories from living somewhere. I'm very curious. Oh god, I just really hope I don't have to experience that again. But now I know how it is and what to do and what not to do when I move in somewhere, so that's a good thing. It was actually really nice sitting outside. Not really refreshing because it's so warm, but it was still nice. Yeah, I'm gonna go edit this video now. I hope you enjoyed it, and yeah, I will see you next time.